Yeah, fuck them.
That too. But because I feel like it. We'll talk about it then. Because I have like mixed feelings about it.
I just want to hear it.
I'm screaming.
All right. Let's get this party started, right? You know next line?
I'm screaming. What'd you say?
Yeah, we haven't been on the same page lately.
No, we haven't.
Like just the vibes. It's been
It's been But you
fix yourself.
No, I've been consistent. You've been like
I've been very much not so consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't like it when I admit stuff.
I'm just saying.
Because you have no argument.
I'm literally like who I've been. You've been.
That's not true.
Yeah, I have.
No, you haven't.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. I'll accept that. But in the idea of our relationship dynamic, I've been consistent in who I am.
You don't think I have been?
No.
Okay, that's fair. It's not fair, but
I mean,
how?
What do you mean how? I just like for me, there's a lot of relationship dynamics that have changed throughout this year for you.
For sure.
Not for me.
Oh, okay. But how does that affect me and you? Our relationship hasn't changed.
No, because you're my brother, like obviously, but it has. I've brought it. We talked about it. Like,
I mean, okay, fair. I'll back down.
All right.
I could see.
Because I don't. I tell you anything. I don't need to lie to you about anything.
Can I just tell you I'm really self-conscious right now? Because every time I move, it feel like I'm farting, but I'm not. But just the leather in the stupid chair.
No one can hear it, Greg, because I didn't hear it.
I be thinking you hear it. You be like, oh, this nigga is just busting his ass over here.
No, I would have said it out loud.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't think you would.
If I smelt it, Greg, I'm not gonna be the only one that has it. And I didn't hear it. I didn't smell anything. And you're
like if you smelled it, you dealt it.
No, Greg. Because I know. If
after being in Nigeria, that's not true.
Because you know.
They know. Or they don't know. Deodorant. All right. Banter. Hello, everyone.
I feel like we close, Greg.
I feel that way too, but I don't. I feel like I positioned the camera and stuff already, so I can't really move now.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm like, shit.
It's okay. Banter question. What was your favorite date?
My favorite date
that you've been on.
Do I need to be specific, or I can just tell you what it's filled with?
Have you done this date already? Have you been on this date? You would have already have had to have done it.
All of the things that I wanted to do.
No.
Like,
have you been on a date before?
Yes.
All right. So, what was your favorite one that you've been on?
Okay, sorry. Because I was like, I know, like, with the time of date that like I want to go on.
I would hope you do.
It was actually like a day where we went out to eat, and then we did golfing, and then after that we went to go get some more food. Then we went to the movies, and then we went home. That's what I could say. Like, that was fun because we went to different
You did different activities.
We went to the city, and then like we did an activity, and then like we kind of started in one place, and then we ended up like back in Jersey. Like, I thought that was dope.
Nice.
But it's just like date like romantically. Or platonically.
Just a date, whatever your date is.
No, because like I got dates like
that's
friends.
fair. Okay, let's go romantically.
Okay.
I don't call dates with friends I don't with platonic friends.
Because like I had like a really great time. We went to like the city, and then we went to Brooklyn, and
this is a romantic.
No, that was just like.
Yeah, that's not a date.
Oh well, that's just
friends hanging out.
Okay, well that was my friends hanging out.
So the romantic one was what?
But like
movies and all that shit.
I wouldn't say like, does being flued out a date?
All right, so let's.
No, I'm asking.
No, because I think that's a great question. What do you classify as a date? Like, what is their intent? What needs to happen on a date for it to be a date?
I think it just has to be initiated.
Like it needs to be said.
Yeah.
This
it doesn't matter what it is.
This is a date.
Like right here?
Like that's what needs to happen.
No, I mean like okay, so we're attracted to each other, we're talking to each other. We decided that we want to interact, continue.
Intention. So there has to be some intention.
Okay, and so then now like, because some people take flights for a date.
Yeah,
sure. Might say like meet me at the airport. We about to just be outside.
That's like one hell of a date.
It happens.
It happened to you?
Like I've been flued out before. Because when you say it like that, you make it seem like I'll be out.
No, that is not what I was getting at all.
I don't know what you want me to say, but yes.
No, because if I would think that would be the best date ever, to be flown out, bearing everything went well on the like that'd be the greatest date ever.
Okay, so then with me, then I've gone on a date in Georgia and in California and had a really great time.
Somebody flew you out.
Yes.
Dope.
Yes, I had a really great time. However, like I think that it's really just the individuals, right, that really make it. Like the experience was great, but I really think that like actually it's probably the same. We're just gonna leave that there. When I think about even the memories that I did, like the same date that I talked about was the same, flued out. So it's like they all kind of combined together, same. So shout out to that. I had a really great time. I have other ones too, but you go ahead, Greg, and I'll come back with my honorable mentions.
Favorite date would probably have to be took someone to a museum. I love museums.
I love museums, especially like when I'm like a little high, not like super high, where I could just like kind of like zone in and appreciate the art and not worry about like everybody else around me. I love it. And talk about it. No?
Okay.
I usually go to those with my girls or myself. I don't usually go to places with that person. That'd be nice too. That was nice.
You didn't even let me finish.
Well, I was ad-libbing. I didn't think you were finished yet, Greg.
Yes. All right. Yeah. Museum. At the museum. Went to go get something to eat. But it was like walking and eating. It wasn't like we went to sit down at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Like
you guys get to enjoy each other's company and still enjoy like the city at the same time.
Yeah, it was cool. And you know, shebang bang boom boom afterwards.
Oh yeah, that happens. And sometimes just falling.
Do your dates need to end with sex for it to be a good date?
No, not for me. It doesn't need to be. We don't need to end with sex for it to be like. Oh shit, you guys.
Cause should sex be expected in a date?
No.
No?
No. I could be on my period. Like, I could...
The fuck I'm taking you out for then? Messing with you. That was a joke. It was a joke. Oh my gosh. Sheesh.
Yeah, or I just don't feel like having sex today. Like, we talked about this in the past episode. Like, some people are just not as sexual creatures. Maybe they understand the idea and the dynamic of being intimate, and they understand if that's what the person wants.
There's times you don't want to have sex?
For me, no.
I'm about to say, so why are you talking
That's not true. There are moments where I don't want to have sex. Yes.
Breaking news, people.
Yeah. And like, if I feel
Gigi's
like...
vagina wants a break at times.
You sound crazy. You sound super crazy. But no, like when that type of time for me, like I really don't want to really be around. I do get horny, but and then there's times where I just don't feel well. Like I just don't have the energy. So there are moments like that if I could be honest with myself. But overall, I want that shit every day. Every day. If I could have I could put it on a pass where it's just like a 365 annual pass every day. Even if I don't want it, I just know I have access to it. Like, so I know that I need to be married because like I just need to know that even if I don't want it or if I do want it, like it's just there. I don't even need to like do anything with it. Sometimes I just want to lay next to it. Sometimes I be just laying on his thigh and I just be like laying and talking to it and just be like, how was your day? Are you okay? Did you need anything today? Like,
I'm starting.
I just be laying there. I like it.
We are going to start the show on that one.
No, I had other. Okay.
What you had? Honorable mentions?
Yeah.
What are they?
The honorable mentions of my dates. Sometimes just being able to. It doesn't even have. We don't have to be anywhere. We just have to be with each other, and we just set an intention, like being able to like cook with each other. Like that's probably if I can think about like times like where I really like enjoyed the time, just not the experience, but the person I was with and what we were doing, and the fact that we were able to enjoy it together was cooking together. I thought that was really dope, and we even like watched a movie. Maybe I lied. Maybe we were watching like a show. I want to say maybe one of the Power
Those are not
Universe
dates, though.
It could be.
You just said dates are usually intentional. Like you have to say this is a date. Those just sounds like time you hung out with someone.
Yes, this individual said, "Hey, how about you come over and we cook together?"
That's a date. Did he say that's a date?
No, okay, I don't think everybody has to say like. I'm talking about like if we're traveling, like. I would think that you'd say like this is your intentions like this is a date. I don't know. I don't think everybody has to say.
Yeah.
Like, say like come to this game with me. Obviously, we like each other. That's a date.
No, that is not assumed.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So you want to put the music back on?
No.
Okay.
Music done. But yeah, no, it's not automatically. It's just because two people like each other. And y'all hang out one-on-one. I know a lot of people who would definitely disagree with just because we like each other and we're by ourselves and we're hanging out that this is considered a date because so many things need to happen also for it to be considered a date. Who's paying?
So okay, if you say, let's go to this game, you're saying you're going to give me so-and-so money for the ticket? Or you're not saying that? Because I also believe that even if we're not like, okay, exclusive just yet, obviously if I'm asking you to something, why am I asking you to pay?
I think if you're not in a relationship with the person already, you can't just assume that it's a date.
Okay, I respect that. So you're saying that like...
Because I was thinking about where you was going with it.
But even with... Okay, so
that would have been a date.
Because there's a ticket that I have, and I want you to go with me, and that was a date?
Because you was already in a relationship.
Yeah, but we're not in a relationship now. Now we're just two people that like each other. Now
yeah, no, that can't be assumed.
That is a date.
Yeah.
So, if a man that I know that is attracted to me, told me he's attracted to me, we have been talking to each other, and he goes, hey, you want to go with me to this basketball game? Mm-hmm. Why do I not assume that it's a date?
You want to go with your thought, like with what
I just said? How do I not assume?
Are we talking about Gigi? Like, are we specifically talking about Gigi?
No. Gigi asks questions. But okay, I'm talking about in the scenario.
In the scenario,
Gigi's not gonna worry about. I know what's going on.
One, just overall, we just live in a world where you just can't assume what is happening, right? Okay, y'all, even if you both have said, hey, I think you're cute. Oh, I think you're cute too. Oh, we should definitely, at some point hang out. The hangout happens. I'm a firm believer, like let's just say down the line, y'all keep hanging out or whatever, somebody's going to be like, so when you going to take me out on a date?
No. I thought that we went on a date already. Unless we're friends first. Like, if we're friends, I think that's different. right? If we're friends and we've been hanging out and we've been chilling,
that's
whatever.
that's what you
no,
said.
What I'm saying is that there's no friendship. There's an intention of I think you're attractive. I think that you're attractive as well, and now we're interacting with each other. Not like, oh, hey, I've been knowing you for X amount of time, months or whatever, and we're like buddy, and we've gone to concerts and plays like that. Like, yes, that could definitely be something platonic where maybe even if you did pay for it, it's not a date. But if I meet somebody and they say, hey, I like you and I want to talk to you, and I say, you know what? I don't know if I like you yet, but I may want to talk to you too. And in this point in time, we get to interacting and they say, let's go get something to eat. That's a date for me. Okay. Now, if we are two friends that have been chilling and now we get to a point where now we want to be a little touchy, feely, yes, I think there should be a conversation had. But the intentions in itself is that you're talking to me as a man that I don't know you. You don't know me.
I think there's levels to it. Because I hear what you're saying.
So you can meet a stranger in the street. You find her attractive.
Like, let's go get a drink.
Yes.
Right?
What is that?
I don't think that's a date.
That's crazy, Greg. Then what are we doing?
I think we're just seeing what this is.
But that's why you have my number.
We're sure.
Talking. So we're talking, and you seem interested in me enough to meet up with me again outside.
Okay.
To talk to me. Mm-hmm. That's not a date.
So let's not play the semantic game, right? Yes, I understand what you're saying.
That sounds crazy to me because you already showed interest.
But I don't believe they will consider
conversation with
let's
me.
Let's say that that actually blossoms into a full blown relationship. They're not going to call that their first date. Mm-hmm. I don't think they would.
I think that you might not see it that way.
Oh, I damn sure don't.
But at that point in time, like the time that you've initiated, the time that you've wanted to spend with an individual outside of whatever workplace or environment that you've ever met them in, considers yourself a date when you've already provided interest into that individual. Now, we are friends, that is different, but if I've already provided interest in you and I told you that I'm feeling you and I want to talk to you, the next step is for me to get to know you outside of this environment, whether it's a phone or a text. And so, yes, that is now considered a date for me.
The only reason
so you're going to tell me, like, anytime that a man want to try to get my number, he's like, yo, we should go get drinks. That's not a date?
You're clearly not listening to me.
Okay.
Because I said, I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
That it could be considered a date. Like, okay. and 9 times out of 10, most people do consider it a date. I'm just saying, I think let's say you go have that first drink with someone, maybe this is not for you, but I think most people would say that first drink that you go get with the person, and let's say that continues to go on, and now you're in a full-blown relationship, I don't think you would consider that your first date. I think the person would consider the first date would be the first time, like, hey, let's actually go out on, let's like get dressed, or not even get dressed. Let's go do something. Let's do an activity or something. I don't think people just see eating and drinking as a date anymore. I think now the date is the activity, or the first date is the activity.
And that's why then the idea that I gave you my first response always perpetuated your answer, but I disagree, because if you even, like, I think you're thinking about these Gen X's and that, but like, okay, so even with you, because I think that although we are similar in age, I think that we grew up in a different era where sometimes just the intimacy of being with somebody means more than the idea of being outside and doing all these things. No,
we don't disagree on that. I was just telling you.
So knowing that doesn't mean that everybody is not, you explained it, everybody's not an extrovert where they want to be outside. And sometimes their comfort zone and the place where they want to share their intimate time with their person could be at home. And guess what? Maybe they tend to cook on their own, but the idea that allowing somebody else in their kitchen and that's an intimate area where that can also be romantic, that also could be seen as a date.
I never said that it wasn't. When did I say it wasn't a date?
You said that you did. That's why we're here.
No, that's not. That's not what I said at all.
Okay.
I said the conversation was, what was your favorite date?
Yes, and that was my honorable mention.
And I get that.
And you said that's not a date. That's just like whatever.
No, because sometimes I don't.
That's what you said.
I did say that because to me, in a relationship,
that's a relationship. That's what I'm saying. Like, some people just don't want to be outside all the time.
Yes, and I understand that all of these things are considered dates. Don't get me wrong. I don't disagree with that. I think it's a different intentionality when you are making an honest effort to I'm not gonna say shower, but take somebody out. And if, like you said, cooking in the kitchen and spending time with somebody one on one in the house is your idea of a date, then cool. That is a date for you and that person. I'm not saying that it's not. I just think that when I'm thinking about like a first date, not even a first date.
You want to take somebody on the movies on the first date, Greg?
And I stand by that. There's nothing wrong with that.
I still don't know how you get to know them when you're watching.
Because you just never had that. Sure, because it's never happened to you.
It's not that it doesn't happen to me.
It's just not your thing.
I've done it, and I don't see how it really works unless we do something like after. Like my thing is like just meeting somebody, and the only thing
you think people just go to the movie and then go home?
Okay, so in my conversation was that either we do something before or after in order for the movie to make sense to me. You said you could just go to the movies because you and that person could have the interest in that movie, and then that's it. That's what you said.
Oh, because I've done that before.
Okay, so what I'm explaining to you for me is that if this is my first date, I don't want it to just be the interaction over the phone or through text message. I want to actually see you in person and talk to you. Yes, we can do something that deals with the movie, but either like we go get something to eat, we have coffee, like I said before, after, just so we can be able to have real dialogue.
That's to each his own.
Okay.
To each his own. Good.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying that you have either underestimated the thought process of this woman.
You don't think I prepared?
This is too much.
This is every week, bro.
I'm ready.
The gist of this conversation is that I'm right and y'all wrong.
Gigi. Hello. Oh, that was the thing. I thought you would. No saliva in my mouth. Pause. Welcome to Convo 143. Welcome to Convo 143. Just a conversation with Greg and Gigi. I'm the person that talks first. And I am joined here with sister Gigi. Hey Gigi, how's it going?
It's 144.
Welcome to Convo 144.
Yeah, I had to check because I was like, that sounds too familiar.
Well, doing this so long, you just forget where you at. It's all right.
It's not that long.
43, 140. How many people you know with 143 episodes?
The podcast people that I deal with have been doing podcasting for a while. They have seasons.
We should do seasons.
Do you think we should break it up into seasons? We'll talk about that. Hi, everyone. Greg, this week went by. A lot of people been sick around me, and I've been a little concerned. But I've been making it through, so shout outs to me. We also have some loss, so my condolences to that.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a little flashback. I didn't like that, but it was a good memory, so that was okay. My week. I don't really have nothing for you. Even like when I thought about my topic this week, I was just like, this week went by pretty fast. A lot of things happened, but a lot of things didn't happen, and there's nothing that's really as relevant that I can see that I can really bring up to the point where we're pulling teeth at this episode. But we're here now. Greg, how are you?
I'm all right. Sure. Yeah, good. It's the that question is
It's a
always
loaded question.
It is because it's like Some places you good, some places you're not.
Mm.
Um,
Mm-mm-mm.
yeah. I got my, let me not say Christmas shopping because that'd be a lot. I got Ava's Christmas shopping done.
Yeah, no, I saw boxes. In my mind, I haven't done any Christmas shopping.
Yo, dead ass, people
at
gonna be
all.
upset because nobody getting shit.
Like, I don't have, like, the
Actually,
energy, but I
first
wanna
off,
know.
if you get upset because I don't get you a Christmas gift, then let me tell you something.
Oh, wow.
Nah, because I don't like that shit. I gotta give you a Christmas gift to show you that I love you.
When?
Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
Wait, who said that?
People do that all the time. You know, when somebody you didn't get somebody a Christmas gift, they be like, "Oh, you didn't even give me that last year."
No.
For real?
Mm-mm.
Oh, you got some genuine people in your life. I hate that shit.
Presents is a gift.
Absolutely, Gigi.
That's how I feel. What? You can't never be disappointed in that. As long as I show up here, hey.
That's totally fair. So yeah, listen, I handled my child. She's great.
I know. I saw the boxes. Actually, like, it gave me inspiration of what I want to do for other people. So,
Yeah, this week it's been a challenging and good, bad, ugly, all of them shits. But yeah, we here now, and never take that for granted, people. Never take it for granted.
understood. Still feel like we're too close, but I'm here with
Get over it. We could be look. That'll be your shot.
you. Why would you do that?
Why wouldn't
Because the way that you cut it looks stupid anyway.
I? No, it
so,
won't.
like,
It's gonna beat up like that for 10 seconds.
you're
10.
right into these topics, Greg.
We gonna fight, yo. Go for it.
All right, so mine is like it's not happening.
Those wasn't words.
So I've been working at this new job, right? And I'm still learning. And while I've been there, like, I've met like a lot of people in different departments just because of my personality, and I talk to strangers like all the time. I swear, like, with me it's like stranger danger. I don't get it. I definitely would have been taken at some point, but they haven't taken me. Look at me. So I work like a late shift, so I get to see the cleaning people when I'm working. And again, I'm friendly, and I would always like acknowledge the cleaning person because sometimes they come and they like clean by my area while I'm still working. And I would say thank you. There would be times where I'll have like lunch that I don't want, and I would like offer it to them, or like I just, and I've done this in my prior jobs too. Like it's nothing different for me whether you're a woman or a man. That if I'm working late and I interact with you, I'm gonna treat you just like you were my colleague. I don't see that. However, in this scenario, I've only been working there for maybe like 2 months at this point. And the maintenance persons that tend to clean up at the end of the night, after our interactions, just recently asked me my name, which I told them, okay, that's fine. But then he also asked me if I was married, because he actually wanted to take me out. And I was like, why? Why can't I just be nice to you? And you accept that, and we could just interact with our lives. Like, why do you need to think that this is a thing? Like, why can't I be like, now I just feel like I can't be nice to people because every time like you're nice and this is like to men, like, just because I'm nice to you, like, doesn't mean I want to hump on you, doesn't mean that I want to touch on you. Like, just because I give you a compliment, why does that mean that? Like, Greg, tell me. And just because I tell you that you smell nice today,
women are fickle.
that is not fair.
Y'all are fickle.
How?
This man had the confidence in himself to ask you out, and you're upset because he had the confidence to ask you out. What's your beef here?
I believe the confidence came from the idea that I opened interactions. I think that if I was an asshole,
Okay.
if I didn't talk to him, if I never said nothing to him, I believe that he would never say anything to me. And this is what I've started to realize about the certain men that try to approach me in my life. No, Greg, you got to hear me out.
Go for it.
Because I understand that sometimes I got a little resting bitch face depending on my day. But for the most part, I do come off like bubbly and happy and very friendly and inviting. However, if I didn't, I don't think it would be so easy for a man to want to feel like they can interact with me. It's because I open dialogue. It's because I come off nice and I come off a little gullible that I feel like there's certain men that feel like even if they didn't have a chance with me, like it's okay with them to try because I'm already interacting with them. I'm already being receptive to them. I'm calling him Poppy because I don't know his name. Now I know his name, so I don't call him Poppy anymore. But and I understood that he didn't really speak English like that. So that was my interaction because that's how my interaction was with the previous time when I was working at another place. But that individual never tried to talk to me like that.
Wait, see, look, hold on. Quick, I got questions.
Okay.
So, would you want to engage with someone who was being an asshole to you?
No.
Okay. So.
But that's what I'm trying to say.
But let me finish. No.
Okay.
Let me finish.
And it's not even being an asshole. I don't have to talk at all. Don't talk to me like that.
Let me finish.
Don't me. But go ahead. I'm here.
I'm about to pluck you.
I'm not a child. Go ahead.
So, because you're nice, right?
Yes, I am.
If anyone was nice to you, right? And I'm not saying that that automatically means, oh, maybe we could go out. No. But it's still, now if I already feel like, if I feel some kind of way about myself, like a bag of bitch, like a bag of baddie, and she's just warm. Not even just receptive to me. She's just a warm soul. Why not shoot my shot?
Because we work together.
And? No, you don't work together.
Yes, we do.
You just work for the same company.
Yeah, we work together. Meaning you are privy to my space when I'm not there.
I feel like you're moving the goalpost here.
I'm not. I'm saying that I don't like the shit where I eat at, Greg. I said that before. And when I think about the idea of just the idea of that was one. But two, one, I'm not attracted to him either. But I really believe that my issue is that I feel like people, the real question is, you can be nice to someone and not want to be with them.
For sure.
That's what the conversation is. And I think that's where sometimes I find myself in situations where I don't want to be in because I honestly just want to be nice and I just want to compliment someone, whether we're a male, female, or they's. And I find myself in situations where just I just told you look nice today. I did not want you, bro.
Yeah, so you got to choose. You got to pick it. You got to have discernment.
I don't feel like I have. If I genuinely I don't feel like I need to explain myself to somebody if I say, hey, guess what? I think you look nice today. I don't think that I need to give you a disclaimer that and by the way, I don't want you.
But
there's nothing else that I said to you that made you say hey, I want to be with you.
But you can't
I just
say
gave
that
you a compliment.
You don't know how that's going to be received on the other end.
In the South, and you know what? Yes and no, Greg. But my thing is, I feel like the East Coast doesn't understand that they could just take compliments and it doesn't have to have anything attached to it. In the South, people say hi to strangers all the time.
How you know?
They don't think nothing. I've been in the South, Greg. Don't play with me.
Just because you've been there doesn't mean that's what everybody does.
And all my interactions, every time I've been in the South, people will say hi to you. They don't need to know who you are. We just have eye contact. Everybody say hi. And on the East Coast, you give me eye contact, I say hi. You think I'm mean bugging you or I'm trying to sell you something. Nobody even likes to say hi to strangers anymore. It's so weird. Like, but when you on down south, you don't need to know anybody just to say hello, have a good morning, have a great day. And that's my personality. I don't need to know you to tell you that I want you to be great or have a great day. And I think that you're going to be great today. I don't need to have those conversations, but it feels like everybody that say that over here has an ulterior motive. Everybody that says that over here has a reasons or intentions to say behind it. I honestly just think that you're a great person and that's all I want. And I just want to keep it moving. We don't need to be friends. I don't want your phone number. We don't need to hang out. None of that.
But if you, first off, I disagree with a lot of things you said. But if this is a constant for you, like this constantly happens for you, why continue to do the same thing?
Because that's who I am.
Then change who you are.
There's other people. Just because it happens often doesn't mean it happens all the time. I've been in interactions with people where I've met, had great interactions with, and we've never spoke again, and it's fine. I just find it more with men than any other interactions that I've ever had with anyone else. Is that if I just say that you smell good today, or hey, like here's this today, or I compliment you, or I thought about something of you, and that automatically in your mind I want you, and it's just like, but I don't. Maybe I genuinely just care about people, and I just like before you automatically jump off on the deep end. How about you try to go to the kiddie pool and find out if I'm even interested?
No, this is the thing that like I don't get. It's like you can't control how people receive your compliment.
I agree.
So why if you decide to put that energy out there, you can't be upset with what's put back to you.
It's not the issue with that. My thing is I think that people don't receive enough compliments or niceness in the world that people automatically assume that if you do something nice, you want them. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
I understand what you're trying to explain.
That's all I've been trying to say. Do I fault him for trying to interact with me? No. He wanted to go see if he can try, and I said no, and he respected that. That was a problem. But I feel like the only reason why he was receptive to that, this is the conversation, is because I was nice to him. And it's like, it makes you not want to just be nice or want to be empathetic to people because it will always be, it may have been perceived in a way where it's just like, bro, I just wanted to look out for somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really trying to, like, if I was a man, would you have thought the same way?
Probably.
No, I think he's straight, Greg. I think he would only perceive.
No, I thought you were talking about if the situations were reversed, like if a man was to say that to the woman.
I think that even if a man was nice to me, I wouldn't assume that he liked me. And that's something that I had to learn in time because I have male friends. So for me to know that I have male friends and I have a man that I may want to be romantic with, I can see the difference in the two of someone being there for me and someone being there for me in different aspects for me. Because I have them both. I even have family members that are males. I'm able to see all those different dynamics in their relationship. So I have men that are nice to me don't mean that they need something from me or they want to fuck me. I don't have to worry about that when I know them. Well, for the most part.
Why'd you say the last part? If you know them.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, if I don't, I know. You just want to put.
I just think I don't know. The way you view the world is just weird to me. It's like you have situations and circumstances that are unique. Mm-hmm. It's not the majority. It's
okay, and I get that, Greg. That's why there's always yes and no's, and you hate my yes and no's. But I can only talk about my experiences.
Yeah, of course,
right? And so and even when I be trying to, the people that I'm around or the things that I've interacted with can only speak on my truths, right? Mm-hmm. I'm speaking on my truths. We could talk about generalization. We could talk about the what ifs. But we're talking about our own experiences. Even when you're talking to me, talking about any experience that you may or may not have and what you would have done in those experiences that you may or may not have. That's all we can do. This is our opinions.
Yeah, but sometimes we talk about, and I do it too. I think we talk about our opinion as fact, and it's just an opinion. See,
it's always going to be fact because we're talking to each other. But at the end of the day, our fact will always be.
You think your opinions are facts? Because
to me,
to you, right?
Doesn't that make sense?
In some sense, yeah. Not all sense.
Yes, I believe what I believe. And my thing is that, like, does everybody have to believe what I believe? No. But I have experiences they gave me a conclusion. I've either learned from them and I've had the same conclusions, or I've learned from them and had different conclusions. But those are my facts.
Understood.
Now, can we go into a dictionary and be like Gigi's experiences? You can't. You just can't. So that's subjective in itself.
For sure.
So the conversation is kind of mad. So for you, you are working. You know what I'm saying? You've been in a situation where your person was trying to give away some stuff, and you had maybe some shoes, maybe a shirt or two, and you was like, you know what? The cleaning lady at my job, she look like she could wear these. She cool. You know what I'm saying? She always make sure my desk clean, my space is right. I see her sometimes, she's nice, she don't bother me. And you say, hey, you give her a bag. You don't even explain to her where you get it from. You just give her a bag of stuff. She say, thank you, Bobby. And you say, no problem, be great. Boom. All right. Next day, you realize that they have food at work. But wifey already cooked dinner. And she already had already had your lunch ready. And you preferred that better than the lunch that you had at work, but you still took it anyway just in case. Right? You realize that, you know what, you're not going to eat it. You don't want to bring it home. You about to throw it away. You say, hey, mommy, you want this? You know you're not going to eat it. It's nothing to you. If she say no, you throwing it in the trash. Give it to her. Okay. A little bit more time passed now. Mommy coming to you. You don't really got nothing for you. You just minding your business. You working a little bit late. And now she rubbing on your shoulder. She saying, hey, Poppy, how you doing? How about you take me out on Thursday night?
Okay.
Now what? React.
No, I'm good.
Married?
I am.
Oh, okay, Bobby.
Flattered that you want me to go out. What you want to go out with me, though?
You see, that's exactly what I said. I said the same thing. But I said no.
Yeah. I can understand how she got to that point.
I didn't.
That's all it is. Just understanding how.
It's perception, but I did.
Sure.
Like, even like when I'm telling you the story, like I can see it's like, oh, this person is being so nice to me. But it's just like, that's what I'm saying. Like, just because someone is nice to you doesn't mean that they want you. I feel like sometimes there has to be more signs than someone doing something for you, unless that is already perceived. If I haven't already told you that I'm feeling you or some type of way, or I want to get to know you, just because I'm nice to you does not automatically assume that I am into you.
Agreed. I agree.
And I think that has been my issue. Even when you say, like, why do I have an issue with men thinking that they could talk to me? It's not even about that. It's that, like, I feel like I'm very easy to talk to and being able to be comfortable with. We could talk about whatever, and I don't feel or provide any judgment that sometimes there's boundaries that are crossed automatically because you just assume that I'm about that time because I've allowed you to be comfortable. But sometimes I'm just like, why can't I just be that person for you? Why do you think that I want to fuck you just because we're able to talk about this?
I just think that's the world we live in.
So you think that if a woman talk about sex, she automatically want to fuck? Are you that one of those people? No. Like, just because we have a conversation about sex, we have to have sex?
No, it's context. It's reading the room. If you and I are having a conversation and sex is introduced, and it just depends on how the conversation is going about what we're talking about, and how sex is being introduced into it. If certain things are said, absolutely, I'm going to think you want to pipe. I'm not going to think this is just a casual conversation about sex.
I respect that because I can't be mad. Like, you can't be talking about sex and not want to do it. But I'm okay with talking about sex and don't want to do it. I love talking about sex.
And that's just who you are. My thing is, you can't assume that 9 times out of 10 that most people are going to feel the same way.
Understood. Okay. My thing was, like I said, it wasn't the issue of him trying to talk to me or his position or how I felt about that. It was, I understood that why he felt like it was okay.
So you said the position didn't matter, right?
No.
So if somebody leave the job, right? This is now it's one of your clients. Nope, can't. It's still work related. Random person out in the hallway. Nope. Vibe with me. Random person. Y'all had people in the building mixing and mingling. You're at your desk working, and a random person comes up to you like, "Hey," because you felt like you was nice and bubbly and open to them.
So you gave me a lot of nothing, Greg, right now. You gave me a scenario that I just met somebody and they know all these things about me. And
no, I didn't say no.
Okay.
No. Okay. Let's paint the picture.
Oh, yes, please. Make it make sense.
You are having a mixing and mingling thing at the office.
Okay.
Bunch of random people that don't work there, people who do work there. There's clients, there's non-clients. It's just a event that people was invited to, and you are there. Okay. And you are mixing it up because that's who Gigi is. I'm Gigi, and I do this and that, and I'm great, blah, 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 blah.
You're a piece of shit.
No, I'm not. You know I'm not. But that happened, right? And then, but you were still at work. Mm-hmm. So you're like, all right, I'm going to go to my desk and I'll do what I need to do at my desk. Somebody leaves the party, and they're walking by, walking to the bathroom. Oh, Gigi, right? You was just in there. We was having a conversation about X, Y, and Z, right? You're like, yeah. Yeah, now you have a little banter. He was like, so I was wondering if I could take you out sometime. How do you react?
You gave me nothing.
That's still nothing? How was that nothing?
Because you just gave me a scenario of someone that found me interesting. So do we work together?
No, I said no. I said it's a bunch of random people.
So where do they work? How does a random person be at my job?
You was at an event where there was a bunch of people there.
Oh no, that's different.
I thought I gave you every detail that you need.
That's different. That's completely different. I'm talking about you just honestly being nice to someone. I can understand that I interact with people find me attractive, or they like how I interact with them, they want to talk to me. Is different. I'm saying that I know that if I wasn't proactively just nice and being empathetic to this individual, that they wouldn't have said anything to me. But because I opened that door, they walked right through. That is on me. It's not on them. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. And is that like, I understand that if I never said nothing to him, if I just ignored him, never said nothing, he would never say anything to me. He might have those thoughts. He might have, the inkling, but he would never say anything to me. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
And I'm thinking the same thing about the woman that you would have brought the clothes from your wife and stuff like that, is that if you were never that nice to her, she probably would have never said anything to you. But because she saw that you were so open and, you were so giving, the perception of you might be interested because you want to help me. Understood. And it makes me sad that sometimes you can't be nice to people because that's their automatic response to, because this person is nice to me, they want me. And it's like, sometimes people just want to be nice and want to give to people, especially with this season. And it's like, I can't do that because if I try to be nice to you, now you think I want to holler. And it's like... Okay,
now we can have a real conversation, because I think I don't think that's... what you're saying, I agree, right? But I also think that depends on the person, right? Because if... not to throw shade at anybody, I'm not throwing shade. This is not me throwing shade at nobody. But this is... can I tell the position that he worked? Did you say it?
No, I didn't.
Okay. If you...
maybe it's at maintenance. Maybe.
Okay. You working and there are some good maintenance jobs out there. Not saying
absolutely.
That they're not, right?
They make money.
There's
nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that.
I'm just saying, but in a greater in a greater scheme of things, right? Someone who works in maintenance are usually considered like of a company the bottom of the company as far as subordinates go. It is what it is. Even the director of maintenance is still considered like you're the lowest of the directors. Um, right. So
That's in a branch of a corporation, but I
for sure.
understand what you're saying.
So those usually. So now I think you got to take it to the psyche of the person. Those people are rarely those people are probably rarely complimented. Those people are rarely appreciated. So for anyone to take notice in them, I think would open up the door for anything. So I what that's so I agree with you when you say that your kindness and candor was the reason that gave him that opened that door for him to feel like he could ask you out. But in the same breath, I do believe that if it was someone who constantly receives praise, who is appreciated more often than not. I think if you were to engage with them in the same way that you engage with that person, that situation doesn't happen because
But that's not the conversation that we're having, and that's why I'm trying to explain that to you.
That is the conversation we're having.
No,
I just agree
the
with
conversation
everything
that we're having is that there are certain people that are not used to praises.
Yeah.
And that the reason and it's hard for individuals like myself, I don't know about you, to be nice or to be empathetic or want to go above and beyond for them because their perception of my niceness is that I want to talk to them when I just want to be helpful.
That's exactly what I just said.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. That's what I said. I said because it's because of your niceness to that kind of person. He is a type of person. Like if you was to do a caricature, whatever. That kind of person with those kind of qualities, I think because of your niceness, opened up that door for him.
That's what I said.
And I agree with that. But I also, in the same breath, I believe you take someone who is more confident in themselves, or who not even confident, someone who is, like I said, who does get praise, who let's just say they are a little bit higher on the food on the food chain or whatever, and you were to be the same.
We're not talking about them. It doesn't.
I know we're not talking about them. I was just
like,
moving it forward.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that negates the conversation because those individuals, we're not having that. Like the reason why I brought it up is because if that was that individual, we wouldn't have this conversation.
I know, Gigi. I get that. I'm saying all I'm saying is that I think one, you're right. Your kindness opened up that door. I just think because your whole thing is you feel like you can't be nice no more because that's a more often than not thing for you.
Yes.
Right. And I'm saying it depends on the person that you decide to interact with.
But when I've even used discernment, I've still found myself in those predicaments. So it doesn't matter for me. I have learned that even if I want to be nice or receptive, and like I said, it has happened with me with women, but it happens with me with men more than not. Mm-hmm. That if I am nice to them, even if I'm not attracted to them, I just think that they're cool people, I end up being in a situation where they are now trying to interact with me in a way that I don't want to interact with them. And now it makes it weird. And I don't like it. Because I genuinely just wanted you to be great. And if there's any way on a platonic level that I can support you, I want to do that. Mm-hmm. But now you're telling me, like, you're asking me if I'm married. And I'm like, this is not it. I don't want to do this anymore. So, Amir, do you have anything else to say?
Nope.
Okay. You ready for your topic?
Sure. So, do you have a situation where you thought that this is going to go horribly wrong, but actually went really good for you?
Yeah, I thought I had COVID. I was around one of my friends, and I was just like, she called me. She was like, I just got tested positive for COVID, and I was like, that's not great. And then I even had like people that were close to me told me that they tested for COVID, and I was like, that's not great. But then I tested myself for COVID like twice. I didn't say 3 times. I'm going to do it actually again. But I don't have COVID. And that was great. But I wanted to drop kick for everybody. But at the same time, I also realized, like, sometimes people don't know that they have it and they just be around niggas, or sometimes they don't care that they don't have it because they don't have symptoms and they be around niggas. But yeah, that would be mine at the right now, recently in time, because I was definitely in despair because I thought my life was about to. I'm not even gonna put this. It wasn't gonna be an issue because it happened. Like we're in a world where this is a thing, but it was also just like I don't want to deal with that either. What about you, Greg?
Yeah, I would say this podcast
What?
in every shape, way, or form.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. There's been situations where I was like, this is not going to go out work out well, but it did.
Really?
Yeah, we had this conversation just about even you being on the pod.
Oh yeah, because I was about to leave like 7 times.
Yeah, I think I don't. I just sometimes you can't one you can't predict the future, and two, it's things like that. You just gotta remember. You gotta sometimes throw things at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, and I also want to say, just to piggyback on what you're saying, is that I think that regardless of what happens, there's a certain trust that we have within each other.
Mm-hmm.
That if it was going to be over, we've probably had that conversation, that it would be over. And as long as we still want it to be a thing, we're going to show up every day.
And with that said, this is the final episode. I'm joking. So
it's not there yet.
Yeah. So vice versa, advance the conversation. Have you ever been in a situation where you was like, "This is gonna be great," and that shit was like, "Nah."
Yeah, it was a birthday dinner, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like this individual planned everything for me, and I was like, "This is gonna be so amazing." And I got there, and like within like maybe like 30 minutes of the conversation, I was like bawling. I was just like, why am I here? I don't want to be here. This is stupid. You're wasting my time. I don't want to be a part of this. You're like, I should have just stayed home for this shit. So yeah, that happened to me where it's just like, this sounds so amazing. Like this person had so much to put into this, and now I'm here, and I want to go shoot myself in the head. So yeah. Oh, unalive myself. What do you use? Because we're on YouTube too. Gotta be very cognizant. They might shadow ban us.
But what?
Words. Sorry.
Oh. If you want to mute up, we can. I don't think it's that serious.
What about you?
Again, this podcast.
Guys, like the day you want it to be over, just tell me you want it to be over.
No, because I thought like you got Mr. Red Buddy, you got Blaze, you got you. It's a good team of people.
Wow.
It's gonna come together. Everybody got their strengths, and people gonna play their position.
Wow.
Wrong.
Wow.
Hey, you gotta be real about the like that. And on paper, it's like this great fantasy football team is gonna win. Then the Sunday comes. Why the fuck I only got 30 points?
So you saw it. Yeah, I only gave you 30 points.
Shut up. Nah. You gave me 30 while they were supposed to also give me another 30. And they didn't. So look at you.
Not giving nothing to you right now.
What?
But I can hear what you're saying because I definitely saw that too. But if I'm gonna be an ass right now, like it's the
wait. Why are we being an ass?
Because it's the idea of true essence of individuals who understand the craft that we're good at, whether it's in or out of a podcast, that we're gonna make shit work that we want to. Like we don't let superficial shit get into the way of greatness. I think that there was a lot of petty, immature things that easily could have been resolved, but I think a lot of ego played into some of the demise of that, and I don't care anymore. And I think that that's why we're able to still continue to have episodes, and you have been able to even perfect your craft, and we still getting the views and listens. Do I miss them? Absolutely. I think that they were definitely an addition to the brand and the sound of what we had. But does that take away from what we have? Absolutely not.
A lot of niggas don't miss them at all.
I'm saying, like, add it to the conversation. We need to get a guest, though. We should get a guest.
You keep saying that shit.
I do. I want a guest on here.
If you want to be a guest on Just a Conversation with Greg and Gigi, hit us up on the telephone number below. 362-481.
That's a makeup number, so don't listen to that. I actually want someone like in person. We are open to having you like on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever.
That's not true. We're not interested. No, we are not interested in having everyone. That is a lie from the pits of hell.
Okay.
Don't lie, because we will tell somebody no in a heartbeat.
We tell them no in a nice way.
No, nigga.
But I would like it. There are some people that said they want to be on here. They didn't show up, but that's all right. That's all good. I ain't mad at it. Is there anything else? Can we reiterate the question just one more time?
Yeah. So first part was what? Have you ever been in a situation where you was like, this is gonna go terribly bad, but it went very well? And then the second part.
No, you did it the other way. It was gonna be good, and then it turned out bad.
No, then the second part was.
No, you switched it because that's when I told you about my birthday dinner, and I was like, I thought it was gonna be good, and it turned out bad.
Yeah, it was two questions. The first time, and then the second one.
Yeah, but the first one is what situation did you think that was gonna turn out really good, and it ended up turning out bad?
No, the first one was good. Bad turned into good because it's at the podcast.
My answer wasn't relevant, and you said, "Oh, okay."
No, because the second time I asked what was really good that turned out really bad. You said your birthday dinner. The first time you said COVID.
Yes, I didn't have COVID, and I still don't have it. And then like next week, I'm gonna be like, Greg.
Nah, I don't think me and Kobe don't get along.
We're not friends, though. Matter of fact, I feel like we are so estranged. We don't even need to know each other.
I think I just got too many vaccines running through my body.
I don't, but I'm okay with that. Is there any more? Let me think about if there's any more honorable mentions about times where I thought it was gonna turn out really good and it turned out bad. I'm not gonna talk about that. Yeah, no, that's cute. That's it. We're over. It's over. It's on. Let's do it. New dialogue, Greg.
All right. Hello, people. Welcome to the end of the show. If you have made it to the end of the show, thank you for being with us. This is not our last episode. This is just the beginning of something great. Welcome to the show. New dialogue is part of the show. We talk about something that we found interesting this week. And Gigi's going to tell us about a book she's been reading. Go.
I have been reading books. I finished this book called The Turn of the Key. I think I told you guys about it. About this lady who was babysitting these people, and then she was in this house, and it was haunted, and it was crazy. She ended up messing with the driver man who ended up being married. And then the ending of the story, spoiler alert. You come to find out that the lady that was babysitting the kids only ended up wanting to babysit them because she was actually the daughter of the father who tried to like touch her on the low, but she ain't really say nothing. I mean, she said it in the book, but she ain't tell nobody. And she only wanted to be like a part of her dad's life, but didn't know how to say it. So like she ended up being a babysitter. She ended up going to jail for one of the kids getting pushed off like one of the balconies in the house. Come to find out it was one of the sisters that did it. But she's still in jail, and she didn't tell on nobody. I think she died in jail, to be honest with you. I think it was over. I think she got an execution. But it was actually a decent book. It took me a little time to finish it, but now I'm trying to look for another book to read. I have a lot of books that are in my little library, but I'm not really interested in them like that, because I actually want like low-key a fictional story, because I like to get lost in the story, because they be having a lot of things going on. I also was watching Shining Vale. It's on Stars. I don't know if y'all gonna be into it like I was into it, because it gave me something to watch. It's only like about 30 minutes each episode. But it's about a writer who ends up moving to a house with her husband and her 2 kids in Connecticut. They was in New York because she cheated on her husband. And she ends up being in the house and it's haunted, and she ends up getting possessed, and a lot of shit happens. It's really, really crazy. However, it's only 2 seasons. I think it should be a third because there's a lot of things happening at this time. But that's what I've been watching. But I did finish the book, so I did read a book. Great. Now I'm thinking about the next book and watch. I mean, listen to, or read, whatever. What about you, Greg? Oh, can we talk about Draymond Green and why he's so aggressive?
If you want to.
Yes, I want to. Why do you feel like that he's so aggressive?
Just who he's been his entire career.
And you believe why is now this an issue?
Because he sucked. Because he old. That's all it is. If I said it to you off mic, but if you look at when they won their first 3 rings, or first 4 rings, he was an effective 3-point shooter. He was a great passer and a great defensive anchor for that team. He's gotten older. He's gotten slower. He's constantly injured. So now, because he was always getting ejected, he was always getting technical fouls, he was always getting flagrants. Like, he's always been this demonstrative person for the Warriors, their enforcer. But now that his body is diminishing and he's not as effective on the court, now it's starting to put now I think it's starting to take precedent over who he is, mainly because he's got a $100 million contract for 4 years and he sucked now. He old and he sucked. He's not the Draymond Green. He's not the future Hall of Famer that we've known for the past 7 years.
But we've seen other players who have still been good and still been in circumstances where they still end up going to jail. There are players that we've seen either going to jail or being penalized, and they're still good. We've seen players like that.
Yeah, but what does that do with this?
That the idea that you're saying that because he's not as good now that this is an issue, but we've also seen players that have played well and still gotten in trouble. So what was the difference?
I'm really not understanding your question.
You're telling me that because he was good, he didn't get in trouble, and now he's not good. That's
no,
why
that's not what I'm
he's
saying.
being more present. That's what you just said.
No, because he was good, when he got in trouble, it didn't matter.
Yes, that's what I said.
No, that's not what you said.
I said because he's good, he's not getting in trouble.
No, he is getting in trouble. He was still getting in trouble when he was good.
It didn't affect him, Greg.
It did. It affected the team the same way.
No, it didn't. He's
Yeah,
now
it did.
Suspended. He
He's
hasn't
been
gotten
suspended.
this whole any other time he didn't
He's
get
been
suspended.
suspended. He's been suspended. He's been fined. He's been ejected from games. Like, say none of this is new behavior for Draymond Green.
I know that it's not new behavior, but where do you think that it stems from?
I don't know. I could care less where it stems from. My thing is, why are people making a big deal about this now? It's only reason why people are making a big deal about it now because he's not good on the court.
So now you're being because that's where I'm at. Is that? But if he was good on the court, they wouldn't care.
Yeah, though they have never cared.
But there have been players that are still good on the court, and people still care.
And I don't understand what you mean by that.
John Morant, he was actually really good, and they still care.
No, see, John Morant is a completely different thing. First off, the Grizzlies still ain't win nothing.
Doesn't mean he's a bad player.
I'm not saying he is. No,
that's what I'm
he's
trying
not.
to say. Is like, so you're saying that it's based off what the team does in order to. If your team's not doing good and you're not doing good, that means that now that you're going to have the audience perception.
No, it's like Draymond. The thing that I'm getting at is like, one, this has been Draymond Green his entire career. The reason why it's a problem now is simply for me, well, I believe it's simply because he sucked now. Let me not say he sucked. That's just being disingenuous.
But does his team suck?
The Warriors are okay.
But that's what I'm saying is that like, because you're saying that. But if his team's okay, but if they were doing great, they wouldn't care.
Yeah, when they was winning, yes, exactly. When they was winning their rings and raising banners, this Draymond Green wasn't a problem.
Okay.
I think just because now they're they're not.
He hurt. I think he's getting triggered. But I also believe that he needs to get to anger management.
I think this has been who Draymond Green has been this entire career.
I don't think anyone has put him in a place to be accountable to.
It's like Dennis Rodman, right? Like Dennis Rodman was a wild boy, like wild boy.
Understood.
The nigga went to go wrestle in WCW a couple days before he had a finals game. Nobody gave a shit. Why? Because they was winning. As soon as they stop winning the antics, you can't tolerate the antics no more. It's when the production on the court doesn't match what you're doing off the court.
So
like,
is it based off the individual or the team?
It's the individual.
Because my thing
is
it's
that individual. It's definitely the individual.
That's what I'm saying is that like because my team is not winning, but I'm doing great on my team, why am I still being penalized?
Because So now it makes a little bit more sense. But so even with like think about John Morant, right? John Morant was just it's because they wanted John Morant to be John Morant's whole situation was because they want him to be the face of the league. They are looking like trying to find the next. I'm not gonna say LeBron James because there's no next LeBron James, but they are looking for the next American to be the face of the NBA. And everybody thought it was gonna be John Morant. John Morant's just been getting himself in. Let's be fair, he has done nothing legally. He's done nothing wrong. Like he hasn't been arrested, he hasn't been arraigned, nothing like that. It's just he's doing stupid shit like posting guns when the league is anti-gun, and he's not being a good role model. He's just he's getting penalized for conduct detrimental to the league and his brand. What Draymond is doing, Draymond is hurting niggas. He's playing football on a basketball court, and like I said before, that was always Draymond Green's MO. Like he is the enforcer for the Warriors, and when you're winning 4 championships, that shit don't matter. You can get suspended as many times as you want until it matters.
I think he's going through something. I think that the idea that he doesn't have a strong team behind him, and the idea that we've seen this as a constant behavior, and there has been no one to say like, hey, let's go into anger management. Let's go figure out why are you so upset that you need to feel like you need to put hands on people. I think that should have been a conversation. Y'all make too much money not to have that thing to happen.
I don't think he's an anger management. I just think that's how he plays the game.
Well, he's not winning the game right now. So.
He sure ain't. That's why it's a problem.
Okay. What about you, Greg?
My new dialogue is I saw the Thriller 40 documentary on Showtime. And that shit was well. You could keep doing that like I'm gonna know what that means.
You could have dapped me, bitch. Like you could have just dapped me.
How would I know that was what that was? No. Right. I'm just telling you something wrong with my microphone.
Whatever.
Yeah, the Michael.
You still didn't do it. You're a piece of shit. I don't want to do it.
The 40. So this was interesting only because they was talking about the creation of the album and the impact of the album more. It wasn't so much about Michael Jackson. Yo, that is. I think it has the claim to be the greatest album of all time.
Every time we learn about old shit, he would be saying new shit.
What?
I'm sorry, I was ad-libbing. Don't ignore me.
Okay. Yeah, the fact that album, you would think that Michael Jackson put out albums back to back. First off, I didn't realize how many of all of Michael Jackson's classics was on this one album. I think he had 9 number ones from one album. That's fucking ridiculous. And that the album didn't really sell until 2 years after it was released. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And yeah,
it says it was before its time.
Yeah, it was. I think it was in a lot of ways because it was like even I agree with a lot of stuff they were saying on the documentary. Like you couldn't classify it as pop, you couldn't classify it as R&B either. So it was like they were. That's why I was nominated for so many different categories. They just didn't know where to put it. But the music was just great.
Amazing, absolutely.
And just listening to the people who actually worked on the album, man, like to bring in so many different musicians to do so much different shit, I was like, this gotta go down. This has to go down as probably the greatest album of all time. And that's not even me being what was it? Prisoner of the moment. The fact that he people was willing to the CEO of CBS was like, is either you show his video on MTV or we're going to pull all of our artists. And they had every artist under the sun at the moment, like from John Lennon to like Madonna. They had all the big artists. They're going to pull all of our artists from your network if you don't play Michael Jackson. And they played Michael Jackson, just opened up a whole different world for MTV. And I was like, that's power right there. So that shit was fire.
It's a
I would recommend
legacy.
it.
Absolutely, open the doors. I like that.
And also, Complex put out that top list of like sports figures. And
Complex?
yeah, Complex always put out some kind of list. But this list wasn't actually that bad. I thought the top 5 was right on the money. I think in order it was Shannon Sharp at 1, Stephen A at 2, Pat McAfee at 3, Charles Barkley at 4, and Shaq at 5. I thought it was a good list. I probably would have put Ernie Johnson somewhere in there. In the top 5, maybe move out Shaq and put Ernie instead of Shaq. But I think that was a good top 5. Very good top 5.
The list wasn't bad because actually I'm familiar with all of them actually. That I'd be okay with, but that's because I'm just familiar with them. So
I think that's what the list is based on. Like,
just
if you think about sports, those are probably the top 5 people you're hearing from.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was a pretty good list. I wonder, and I think this is probably going to happen eventually, but I wonder where like Mace and Cameron are going to end up. Because I think people.
I like that you see them in the.
I could care less. I don't like it at all.
Okay.
But I understand why people find it entertaining. It's just I can't listen to Mace talk for a long time.
He talks slow.
Shit. Oh, like nigga, speed up your thought process.
And it's so crazy because he's been in the East Coast, so he understands that like we just say it.
Yeah.
Stop. You're
like they're the total like Cameron be talking fast like yo that shit crazy son and then he be like yeah man you just gotta know how like
where you from?
I hate like
East Coast. I understand.
But I'm curious because they are making waves in this in the sports realm in sports commentating I should say, and I think more people are interested in seeing that kind of like commentating in sports where if you could like talk like how you talking in the barbershop if you was watching the game, I think people would be very receptive. Like, yo, like not being so aggressive or vulgar. Like, nah, that's your ass. Like he garbage. He needs to go. Like if people could talk like that on TV, that should be crazy. That's my idea. Y'all heard it here first. But yeah, that's all I got.
Not bad. I think they are familiar with that and they're trying to find a way that they can mix that into their viewing as well. I think which we saw with the Kevin Hart thing before.
Yeah.
I think they're low key trying to do that because they understood that concept, but
that's
it's
too
the
PC.
execution.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's a lane for it. I don't know where.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a lane somewhere for it.
Okay.
I would definitely tune in. I would definitely tune. Oh shit. Man, just like that.
Individuals. Thank you so much for making it this far. Greg enjoyed you, and we enjoyed you enjoying us.
I did not enjoy you.
No, you didn't enjoy me. I said you enjoyed them enjoying us.
No, I did enjoy them.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, I enjoyed you enjoying us, enjoying you. Never. So, with that being said, Greg, you want to let them know how they can find you and how they can find us?
Yes, but that doesn't mean I want to go out on a date with you. But you can follow me on X.
I'm sorry. Good.
At Greg Nelson 26. That was pretty good, right? And follow the pod at JustAConvo _pod on X and Instagram and TikTok. Watch us on YouTube. Listen to us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, Acast, wherever you like to listen to your podcasts.
And thank you so much. And you can find me, my amazing individuals, on X, formerly known as Twitter, at GCarly7, and that's GQARLY and the number 7. And if you forgot today, if someone didn't tell you today, if you just wanted to hold your person today, if you just needed to look into the mirror today and just remind yourself that Greg and I want you to go be great. Gigi.
Oh shit.